Hello, everybody. Today we're going to do something a little different. Um, Looks like I can be heard, so that's awesome. So today, I think I'm going to fix my background real quick. Go to my prep background or an Acme D&D background. How about this one? I haven't used this one in a while. There we go. All right. So as I was mentioning, we're going to do something. Be doing something a little different. Um, I have a campaign, and characters changed, players changed. So I'm going to have to redo the video. I did not do the video. A friend of mine does, Drake Takes. Check him out. He's awesome. So I need to send him a bunch of stuff. So we're going to step through that. It's not really Fancy Grounds specific. Um, so if you're watching this on YouTube, you want to skip ahead a little bit. I'm guessing it's taking about half an hour to knock this stuff out, maybe give or take. But if you're watching live, you can see here there's my list of silliness that you can pay for. You can also pay a little bit more and pick from the list. So also before we get into that, though, I did want to mention one thing with I was checking with I'm having a problem with an extension. So you can see here, yeah, that's not it either. All right, so Fantasy Grounds, the basic Fantasy Grounds is a solid, absolute gem of a program. I like it a lot. Um, it's awesome. They continue to upgrade, they continue to improve, they continue to make it better. And one of the things you can get are extensions. Um, if you're curious about exactly how that works and stuff, leave a comment below, and I can spend some time going over all the details of extensions and how to know what they do, and if they work for you and stuff. Because there is a little bit to it, and for the longest time, I did not mess around with extensions hardly at all. Besides Rob Tui's extensions, because I just um, why broke if it's not broken, don't fix it. And so I was very hesitant, and one of the reasons is because I didn't want it to mess up. So the cool thing is, so I have an extension on here that's breaking something, and so every time I interact with the combat tracker, so you can see here I move to the next actor. If I open it up, I keep getting this mistake. Now some of them are obvious. This one is not. Control anchoring to an undefined controller header or toggle in the window class combat tracker host. So I don't know which extension that is. I mean, like I said, some of the errors you get make it pretty simple. But in this particular case, I don't know which one it is. Uh, and so every time I interact with the combat tracker, this thing pops up. The nice thing is it does not do that for my players. So last night I just played with it. That's why my combat tracker is on this side. Those of you who have watched my stream before know that I play with my combat tracker on that side right above my chat. It just works easier and better. Um, so I'm going through and just turning off my different extensions, loading it back up, seeing if the error is still there. Uh, and that's one of the drawbacks to extensions. If something is not working, sometimes it's hard to know which one. You can see I have all these extensions going on right now. The other thing I wanted to show you real quick, Doug Davis, uh, Davison, is that his name? I'm almost positive it is. From Fantasy Grounds has been giving some quick videos on the dice. I did want to show you now that they have dropped dice skins, and so if you go to your color palette up here, you can now see that there's all these different dice skins that you have available for free, the ones that you get are the ones that say default and elemental basics. These are the ones that you get for free. Um, or is it the metal one? Might be the metal. I forget off the top of my head. But I purchased the pack in the bundle. It's a one-time cost. You never have to pay for it again. I will now forever have these dice. Um, thanks to the subs and the biddies and stuff that I get on Twitch, I have a little bit of extra cash, enough to buy these. And so I have all these different dice, and it makes it really cool. I was going to look at the options to see if there's anything in here about about the dice rather. Game, combat, tokens, house rules. Just looking at my different status indicators. Nope. Okay, so it doesn't seem to be any new um, setup, any new options that affect the dice. At least not yet, well, I should say. Um, but what these do is so that you have different things like, if you pay for them, you can have things that there are auras, magical ring of elements, magical trail, and force fields. So, well, I'm going to be skipping around a little bit and showing you some of the different ones. So here is force field and lightning. And so when you throw your dice, it has a little force field around it. Um, and you can see they show up down here, but in a matter of moments they go away. So it's not super obnoxious. And then you have like this one here is the water, force field water. So force field just indicates what it looks like. Water indicates the color. Let me go ahead and get rid of this silliness. So force field light, for example. And then you have things like, um, so the the ring of elements is, so force field had a ring, visible ring, and stuff happening within that visible ring force field. This one is just a circle of whatever element you happen to have right now that we are using the lightning. This is storm. That's part of the magical trail. You can go earth. And that shows the glowing trail, earth. Here's flames, earth. So that's the magical trail one. Another ring of elements. Here's life. These are cool. I like this. It's probably what I'm going to be using. Magical charge storm. Um, there's lightning, earth. Fire. Everybody likes fire. A little pyros out there. Hey, Atomic. Welcome, welcome. Showing off the new dice sets that are available in. Oh, I just broke my stream. Showing off new dice sets that are available in um, Fantasy Grounds Unity. These these are, you have to pay for them, but it's a one-time cost, and you have it forever. So these are aura, and so you can see it's like having a runes that appear around them. And again, all the different sizes and flavors. And then you also have some of these. These are the ones that you get for free. The rusted iron, the gold. Now the difference is, if you look closely here, you can see there's a color palette on these last 5. So you have the same set. So like here, steel. You also, stained, rusted, polished, pitted, and high polish. And these, so you have the same thing: steel, stained, rusted, metal, and dark gold. So you have 8 different choices, but the cool thing is anytime there's a color palette attached to it, it then pops up with the dice color, so you can then change it, and you'll notice that they are still have the same, this is stained. So they have the different staining on them as you change through the colors. And you can also now change the text as well. So instead of just having white or black like you used to before, it could only oscillate between white and black. You now have the different colors you can add to them as well. So it's pretty cool, um, giving people. So this is the elemental basics. These are also free. You get with this now. They haven't finalized the pointed colors. It's also one of the problems with some of these innovations that Fantasy Grounds Unity comes up with is that there are a lot of themes. And so how things look like right now, this looks like leather with a little divot here and the thread, the stitching and stuff. That's a theme. So the pointed color I have is aqua, but it doesn't change because that theme doesn't reflect the coding for this part yet. If you just are you just using basic Fantasy Grounds Unity, you have it. And then you can go back to your default. They did change and make it a little bit bigger. So the numbers and the dice themselves are a tiny bit bigger. But another big change that a lot of people have been asking for is you can now move your dice. You could not do that before. You can now move them wherever you want them to be, um, which is nice. Quote Bill Murray from Caddyshack. So that's the changes they've made with the dice. Exciting. I like it. It's a minor detail. If you'd never have to spend a dime to appreciate and to have fun with the new stuff. I think one did I like a lot. I like the charged. Where was the charged one? I think this one. Yes. Do I want storm or water? I think I'll go with storm. All right, so working with a friend to do my opening video. So I'm going to take a few minutes and do that. Like I said, if you're watching later and this is not something that you're interested, if you're not a streamer, or if you don't, think that it'll benefit you, just skip ahead a little bit. We'll be working on more D&D, actual D&D stuff here in a few minutes. But first thing I need to do is take a look at the original, at the video we have now. So I open up my files and I go to my different folder I have it in. I need to clean up this folder too because I have a lot of stuff in here. All right, so like this one can be deleted. Deleting a lot of these videos that have already been replaced by other things. All right, so the one I'm messing with now, so I've got my Starfinder interview intros. That'll be my next one after this one that I'm working on. Right now I'm working on my late night group, um, which is this one. So let me see if I can. There we go. I hope you guys can hear that. Not sure if it's going through or not. Well, let's see. Try this. So that's the video we currently have. It's awesome video. I really like it a lot. The problem is two of the players have changed and the time is different. It's not 7 to 9. It's 6 to 9. Um, so I have to send it to my expert to have it fixed. Uh, and so I go over to, so he has all the artwork. We just need to add a new person. And a new person is this guy. Actually, we have two new people. We have Godin, who's a bugbear, and we have Taugen. So first step is finding the art that I have for those guys. So let's take a look here at the campaigns. So we go under Fantasy Grounds, under the campaigns. This is where all your assets are listed. So for this campaign is Late Night, and here are the images. All right, so I don't have, doesn't look like I have Taugen in this one. Let me go back to Fantasy Grounds and go to regular images. So you can have, so that this folder under Fantasy Grounds images is accessible by everybody in all campaigns. The one for each individual campaign is only, as the name implies, for that individual campaign. I can't open those pictures in other campaigns unless I've also copied them into here. All right, so here he is. So this is Taugen, my Goliath. So his name is Taugen, and he is actually a witch, a hexblade witch. So the other one I need is Godin. I have them both. Okay, so come over here to my pictures, right click on it to open it up in a new window. okay, that was something different. Alright, streaming for Drake, because Drake is the man. Alright, so here's all the pictures I have that I want to send to Drake. So I take this one, Control C, Control V. There's my bugbear, and then the other one is here, Control C, Control V. So I've got my two new people. That's really all I need. I was thinking about doing Trestendor Manor. From a Patreon, and I can't give him the. I don't know if that counts as the proper. When I purchased it, I don't know if just having his name on there is proper for Twitch, how they like to do those type of things. So here it is. This is the one I want. So let's go to Control C, Control V. All right. So there's my 3 pictures I need to send to him. As you saw in the video, I have them as by race and by class, and of course their name. So I just need to send him that information. So those of you who watch Atomic Hero Squad may recognize the name Joker's Chosen. He's also a streamer, and I've watched him on occasion. I follow him and stuff, subscribe to him and things. I mean, don't subscribe to him, but follow him and watch his stuff. We are talking, and he may be joining this campaign or my Wednesday night campaign. So that's something I'm working on, checking to make sure. Touch base with him, see he's going to work with his schedule, see how it'll play out with the other players and such. I only have 4 players exactly, so anytime somebody calls out or has an issue, then we only play with 3, and I'd rather not play with 3 only. So it's nice having an extra person just in case. So that's why Thursday nights we have another new player. On Thursdays, if you guys haven't seen him, his name he goes by Lord Cinder. And his real name is Charlie. Good player. He's been playing for a long time. I've known him for many years. He's a friend of my son's actually, so that's cool. All right, so give me just a second. Let me do a little bit of tippity typing. I don't remember what it was called. I called it. I just watched it, man. This I think is the music for that video. Let me turn my desktop back on so you guys can hear it. Yeah, this is the music. Also, a friend of mine, Liam McGregor, is his real name. He goes by mine just went blank. I just lost it. But he's if you watch come to my stream, you'll see Drake Takes being hosted on Tuesdays, Fridays, Saturdays. He plays on 2 of those. So I'm allowed to play that because I bought that from Liam McGregor. Uh, he did that's called Clearly Present Danger. And he also did another one for my Starfinder group for their stream, their video. So it's good stuff. He is a musician as well. Um, besides the electronic and keyboards and software musician, he's also played in a band and did stuff. Um, Now he's some sort of computer guru for reals. That's how he makes his money. All right, so right now I am sending Mr. Drake Takes a message. In this campaign, we are doing the Dungeon of the Mad Mage. So I honestly don't know how long they're going to do that because this group has a house in Phandalin called Tressendor Manor. Um, so I don't know how long they're going to be staying with it and sticking with that. Um, so I'm just explaining that they're not committed to finishing it. So change the first thing he has to do is change the title because it's no longer Dragon Device Fire Peak. So I'm going to go ahead and pull up that campaign. So on the screen anywhere, right click, right click up here to exit session, return to launcher because I don't need to come all the way out of Fantasy Grounds. I'm just switching campaigns. I'm going to pull up that campaign to make sure I have the names right. I might have some other images that I may want to throw in here. I think I've pretty much, those three are really the only three I wanted to worry about. But I want to watch that video one more time because I do want to see if, let me go back here. I want to see what he put in there for. Oh, this is Nashville. Wrong one. Ice Spire Peak. So there's a part of this that has information. Bum, bum, bum. The group photo. Right here. Okay. Adventure is set short distance from the city of that's correct. Sword Coast is part of the North Vast Realm, so that's correct. So I'm going to take a quick screenshot. Oops, will not let me do that. Let me see. Control N. All right, let me go to this one. Click. Move you over to my other screen. Pull you back up. Now do it. Control and new. All right. Oh, this supersedes it. It won't even let me do it on this one. Okay, never mind. Never mind. So this one's good. Because they are still in Phandalin. Okay, so the text in this video is fine. So I'm just letting him know this map, the slides with the Sword Coast map and Phandalin are still great. Leave them in. Alright, so the change to is do the characters. Okay, so now that I've got this back, we can load the campaign. This is late night. Alright, so let's see. Boom. Back to this. So we have to add Godin and Zorkel. Oh, and Toggin. So there's 3 characters. I forgot about Zorkel. I definitely need to look and see which picture I have of him. I may need to find a new picture for him, so we'll have to see. Because I don't remember which one I used. We had a couple one-shots with Jingo, Ship of Fools. And so I had all these backgrounds that I had imported that I ain't using no more while I'm waiting for this to load. There it is. No, that's not what it should be. What just happened? You're killing me here, Smalls. Boom. There we go. All right, so Godin is there we go. All right, so let's check them out, shall we? Um, I'm gonna load new data. So Godin is a cleric. Of Sylvanus, or Sylvanus, depending on how you pronounce it. Toggin is a Hex Blade Witch. I'm not Hex, he's a Hex Witch. Goliath. Alright, so let's go to characters. Boink, here we go. Alright, so here are our characters. We have Toggin River Chaser Cathaclan. He is a Hex Witch. Toggin River Chaser Cathaclan. Excuse me, guys. Cathaclan. Time for a quote. Carpe diem. That's correct. Alright. Toggin River Chaser Cathaclan. A Goliath Hex Witch. Okay. We have Godin, who is a Bugbear Cleric of Sylvanus. And we have Zorkel. Zorkel Thea, who is a Bard. And Elven Bard. And I'm going to go ahead and say his school, his college is a college of come on, what's it called? I'm surprised it doesn't show here. Let's see. Enthralling. Interesting. I don't have it listed as a bard. It's not listed here. Let's change the scale so you guys can see a little bit better. So if you hit slash SCALE scale, and then the letters UI, so scale UI, all together, one word, space, I'm going to make it 115. That's a little too big. So up, backspace, 100. Go right click on a chat, and then just move the whole thing up. There you go. So now you guys can see a little bit better. All right, so he has, just trying to, so normally here next to Bard College, I put colon and what the Bard College is. In his case, I just forgot. So let's go here to Bard on his main page here. You go to the magnifying glass, College of Glamour right there. Specialization. And you can then open it up and get more information. Ta-da. Oh, that is the picture I used for him. Okay. Perfect. So that gives me the picture I need. So we're going to make it a little bit bigger. And then we're going to do a screenshot. So I can give it to Mr. Drake. You would think if he's a glamour bard, he would be smiling. Ooh, that's way too. Let me redo this. Save. So again, I don't want to use this for all my or do I? Yeah, I'll just do it for all of them. So I'm just sticking it in campaign so under fantasy grounds, under images, I have them here, and this is going to be called Bard, because I don't have a Bard picture yet. So, boink. Alright, so that'll be him. So he's College of Glamour, answers my question. So we're going to go over here to abilities, Bard College, Glamour. Thank you. Alright, so he has some pretty cool stuff as a College of Glamour Bard. I'm going to go ahead and change the color of my dice real quick. Scroll down to the force, no. There it is, magical. And the shadow is pretty cool, by the way. I don't know if I showed you those. Showed you guys the shadow one. Has a little specks that trail behind it. A little harder to read. The storm was the one I used last time, so I'll use water in this one. Alright, so we have our three people. Godin, a bugbear cleric of Sylvanas, Toggin, river chaser Kathaklan, a Goliath hex witch, and Zorkel Thea, an elven bard. College of Glamour bard. Alright, and actually Toggen's Hex Witch subclass is a Wild Witch. Yes. Hex Wild Witch. And then we just drop the pictures into for him so he can have it. Where did I put it? I need to go over here to Fancy Grounds to open up my images, open in a new window, and then come over here to images, drag, copy and paste. What just happened? Nothing. Okay. Control C, go to for Drake, Control V, and we're done. Just need to copy these over and we'll be finished. So we go like so. And Taugun River Chaser Classic Katoklan. I keep wanting to say Taugun, but it's Taugin. All right, and what did I do with? Here it is, right here. Okay, is it too big? It's not too big. Maybe we'll see. So they own Chessendor Manor because they bought it, and they're rebuilding it, and so and they're in a process of um, making it all wonderful and exciting. All right, so that's it for that. I'm going to so let's jump back into. Thank you for your patience. Um, a little bit of behind the scenes as a streamer, what it takes as a streamer. Uh, Hopefully you found it interesting. What happened to my copy of the stream? I must have closed it by accident. My accident. Okay, well, hey, let's open it back up, shall we? Here we go. Close it, and close that, Twitch. All right. Not that I want to see myself, but I want to be able to see what's happening on the stream and interact with Atomic and anybody else who happens to show up. Zinlu might be stopping by, saying hello. Cool. There it is. Awesome sauce. All right, so let's go into this today. We're doing, as I mentioned earlier, we're in the middle of the Dungeon of the Mad Mage. Just gonna take a look and make sure that. All right, so what I did was there it is. Okay, so let's open up a couple of these ones. So this is all about level 1 of Dungeon of the Mad Mage. So these are all the different things that I have pinned down below in my hotkeys. Um, I've mentioned them many times before, but if you're not familiar with where the hotkeys are in Fantasy Grounds, um, they're down below. If you look down here, you can see it's numbered 1 through 12 when they're not covered up. And then as you hold Shift, it changes to S 1 through 12. C Control is C 1 through 12. Alt is A 1 through 12. And then you also have any combination of those three keys. So Control Alt is CA, Shift Alt is SA, Shift Control is SC, and then all three is SCA. And that's where I have my Dungeons of the Mad Mage stuff right now. Um, as you can see, I have some of those filled in on every single one of those. And so as a dungeon master, I uh, just hold those different combinations or have them memorize where they are like this. I know I know all my dungeon, my Mad Mage stuff is set under all three SCA. So anyway, so you can look and you can see here that as it's made, as it's written in the WotC manual, there are 4 tunnels that lead off. Tunnel leads to expanded dungeon is what that says. Those don't exist. They're in the main module. Um, but there's on DM's Guild, there's a guy called Zacchaeus who wrote for each level. He filled those in with little encounters for each one. So this is down to level 2. Okay, good. They have not yet hit that. Okay, so this is what the original map looks like here. I'm going to go ahead and unmask it. Remove the mask. So that's what it looks like. It's just black and white. Very little, some stars here and there, little blurbs. You know, there's everything is a star. Um, not a whole lot of excitement um, with this map. Uh, it's also one of the older. The Tales of the Yawning Portal is one of the older. Dungeons of the Mad Mage is so it's not as exciting as some of the newer stuff. But what I did is I went online through Patreon and paid for uh, updated and fancier maps. And so this is the one I have. This is one we've been using. As we zoom in, you can see, you know, it's got fancier grids, everything in each room. So like here, you see the different stuff. We turn off. I'm going to leave line of sight on. So if I disable it, let me see, can I turn it? Yeah. Um, so if I disable line of sight, it ruins everything that they've seen so far, and I don't want to do that to them. Um, anyway, so you can just see these maps are just better quality. And it's got everything that you want in on the maps. So, you know, you can zoom in and see the little bones and skeletons and different things that are there. Uh, so those a lot of times when I have these type of black and white maps, I go in and I fix it. But a monument, the task, this type of dungeon, as huge as it is, and it's 17 levels, I believe, 16 levels. Um, it's just it would be so time consuming to do that. And honestly, somebody did it. So I'll gladly pay them. I think it was $5, um, and got the map. So it's really nice. The only thing it doesn't have is didn't have line of sight. So um, I added all of this line of sight onto the map, and then lighting is not there. Another thing it doesn't have is the pins. So I was going through when I realized, hey, I forgot to do all these pins. So this is the DM map, and which I rarely use, but I'm going to go ahead and just open up these pins, and drop them onto my map. So now I have access to this on the player map. Makes life a lot simpler. So as you zoom into this area, you can see we have 32A, B, 3, 33, 34, etc. So this is 32. This is 32B. So let's go ahead and go over here. So here's 32A. All right, so it says 32 itself is the dwarves built these for honored guests. Door to the suite is carved with the image of a stern, heavily armored dwarf warrior. All right, so the door to this area is right here. So I need to put that pin here. Then we go into 32A. Boink. And 32B, the bathroom. Boink. All right, so we've got our pins here, and you can see here, they're here. And then 33 is the northern dormitory. So again, you just got this plain blank thing. As you zoom in on here, you can see there are bunks, or what the dwarves considered bunks. Yeah, it is nice looking. Atomic, I forgot to mention it when you first typed it. Um, why aren't my chat highlight settings? Okay, I have a new I like having the time show when people chat. Why isn't it showing? Do 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 do. Maybe it's different. Maybe because this is Opera, not Google, not Google. I don't know. Okay, never mind. All right. Well, no, it says up here 316, but then when you chatted, typed, it didn't show the timestamp. That's weird. I don't know. I'm confused. That's okay. This is not about Twitch. This is about Fantasy Grounds. So let's get back to Fantasy Grounds. Northern Dormitory, Southern Dormitory. All right, so there's a skeleton in here. This room is identical. Lying on one of the beds is an elf skeleton draped in cobwebs. It wears hide armor and clutches an oak staff. So we're going to go ahead and add that real quick, just because should be a quick and easy fix. So let's go ahead and go to, is it lighting? There you go. So the lighting, there you go. It makes it a little bit better, easier to see. It shouldn't screw up the line of sight for them. At least I hope it didn't. I hope I didn't just screw everything up for them. But we'll find out. Anyway, go to Assets. Over here. And then when you open up your assets, I leave it on all. And then I'm just going to type in skeleton. So I'm going to get all the tokens for the skeletal monsters. There's lots of skeletal NPCs, creatures and monsters and stuff. But buried in amongst all these creatures will be some skeletons. Here we go. See, there's a couple here. So let's go with any of these would work. Here we go. I like that one. I like this one right here. All right, so I don't want this to show up as a token because the token has to be on top. I can't do anything else with it. So I'm going to go ahead and add a layer. So I'm going to make this plus painting layer. We're going to name it room 33. No, this is 34. Go over here to paint. Make sure this is still selected. We're going to stamp it. Okay, this is a little big, so we're going to make it, the width is 2. We still have the aspect lock on, so as we hit enter, there you go. And I'm going to make it a little bit less. I'm going to go with 1.7. Enter. There you go. So now we have 1, 2, 3, plus 8 is 11. So we have 11 to choose from. I don't want it to be on the front one, so I'm just going to roll a 10-sider. Come on. All right, maybe I'll have to do it the right way. Okay, here we go. 3. So it'll be in a 3, and we're going to start from the 1, 2, 3, 4. 3, 4. So from the bottom right, the third one. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Here he is. Do we like it that direction? That's fine. There you go. So there's our skeleton. And then we're going to add some webs. Web. All right. I think I'm just going to slap this puppy on there. Let's see. Go grab. Drop. What is happening here? Okay, so we delete that. Right here, we got this selected. Delete. Then we go back to room 34. We go to paint. We go to erase. We go get rid of that. Now we go to stamp. Okay, this is where we want it to be. Now we drag this, which is what I tried to do the first time, into there. There we go. Okay. Now we want this to be just over, no, this is 2. So the width is, which one is higher? So this is tight. We want it to be 2 wide. So we're going to make this 2. Enter. Perfect. And then we turn it, rotate. Okay, perfect. And then we just turn it down. Go to the tint. We turn down the opacity. See, so it looks like that. Perfect. We say OK. And then we're going to flip it. Come on, stamp. What just happened? Oh, I don't know what just happened. Paint, stamp, Control Z, Control Z. All right, so now we'll try this again. 1.52, stamp, okay, click. This is being weird. I don't know what it's doing. All right, Control Z. All right, so let's try getting out of here and opening it back up. This is, okay. Click, right clicking and minimizing it. See if that helps. It does not. Yeah, I don't know if I'm doing something wrong or if something's set up wrong or if it's just being glitchy. So let's find out. Open it back up. And we zoom into room 34. We have the paint layer selected, painting, stamp. We'll go here, drop that in there. We change this to 2, enter, turn it, flip it, click. Yeah, I don't know what, that is just weird. It worked just fine for this. I don't understand what's happening here. Okay, so never mind. We won't worry about the web. Let's see if we can drop this puppy on there. All right, so we're going to unlock this, and we're going to keep the width. Actually, we're just going to make the whole thing a little smaller and just add a couple of them. Turn down the opacity. There we go. So now there are cobwebs. Yeah, not sure what happened. What was going on with this one? Some sort of glitchiness. But now we have our webbed corpse. Anyway, so that took a lot longer than it should have. Sorry about the delay, guys. Heading out to run errands and stuff. Have a great evening, Spencer. Awesome atomic. Drive safe, and hopefully I'll see you tonight. If not, I will talk to you in the morning. Thanks. Playing Fall Guys. Wow, you've finally succumbed to the hype and played Fall Guys. Interesting. I don't know how I feel about that, but I hope you had fun. All right, so there's our map. We've got it linked. Let's get back to our linking, shall we? So we can wrap this up. We've been going for just over an hour. All right, pull up our, move this over, yoink. And, all right, so we're in 34. Where is 35? 35 is way over there. Okay, 35 is the Hall of Rat. Rat! Let's take a look at the rats. Nice. All right, so problem is these aren't placed. These are placed on the original map, but not on this map. So we're going to go ahead and do this. CR3. I'm going to have two of these guys. Let's make it more exciting, shall we? Yoink. Boy, that bumped it up a lot. Okay. All right, so we'll zoom in and actually what I'm going to do, can I do it this way? Unlock it. Yes, okay. Change this to 1. Flindle and Whiska Grease. Alright, so Whiska is going to be here. Oops, I put the wrong thing. So when you're placing in Fancy Grounds, when you're what they had done is when they converted this module, they added all the monsters into this room, and that's why there were check marks all right there. But that was on the other map, so that's not linked to this map. So I clicked all the checks, put them back in here in this encounter, um, and now I'm going to take and drag it from here, from the placement, not from over here, but from here. Boink, and you'll see now it adds up a check. Boink. And then we're just going to take these rats. We're going to put a bunch of them over here on either side. So we're going to go ahead and read the encounter real quick. All right, 10 giant rats scour the room for food. A beast giant rat sleeping on the on the seat of the crumbling stone throne. Semicircle fountains are built into the south wall. Sylvia. I like Whiska better. I'm reading through. So, card basin is a relief of a dwarf's faith with an open mouth. And the beards are stained and discolored. Okay, so they're empty. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 10 rats. Let's go ahead and just spread them out a bit. Um, so we're going to do a quick math. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 times 4 is 44. And so we're just going to go here. We're going to go slash DIE 1D44. And we're just going to go do 10D44. Enter. All right, so here is all of our, we're going to minimize this. Right click anywhere on here and then click up here about 2 o'clock, minimize. Then move this circle and that signifies the map. Anytime we click it, left click it, it'll open back up. All right, so 2 and 30, so we're going to go 1, 2. 30, so that's 4. Okay, 1, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 14, 28, 29, 30. 44 is the very last one. 43 is right next to it. Perfect. 5, 5, 1, 29. All right, so we had 30 already, so this is 29. These guys are paired a lot. All right, so that was 43. All right, so 2, 28, 30, 32, 34, 36, 38, 40. And we're looking for 38, so that's right here. Boink, okay. 31, so 28. Wow, so we have 29, 30, and 31. And 11. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. Cool. Nice and random. Randomly spread out throughout the room. Close it. You could also link it. So just for the sake of argument, you pull that pin over, and that's the encounter, and here's the room itself. You can also change this, by the way, to read encounter Hall of Rats, which most people will do. And that way, when they show it here, it'll show Hall of Rats. Speaking of which, is my error still showing up on the combat track when I pull up the combat tracker? Nope. Good. So a extension I have for the other game, the campaign, that I don't have for this one is causing it to glitch. I just had to figure out what that is. It's annoying. Okay, getting back to here. So here's our Hall of Rats. 35. We zoom out again. Yeah, they're really close. Okay. 36, the Lost Halls. So that's just this whole area here. These halls are connected by 5-foot wide tube-like passages that slope up and down. Dust hangs in the air here. Since they're probably going to be coming from there, definitely coming from there, because that's the only way they can come from. I'll put that over here. Ooh, Grix. I like Gricks. They're the brain suckers. No, no, they're not. What was the one I was thinking of? Grek? There's one that looks like a giant brain that sort of floats along. And then there's the Gricks. I like the Gricks. Alright, so I'm going to take this image, by the way, because I like to have to show my players. So we're going to drop this. These are in room 36A, which is right there. Lost Halls, I'll just stick that here. And then 36A will go here. Boink. Alright, so once again, we got this open. We're just going to go click, click to put them back. And then we're going to go click. I'm going to have him be, they're both right there. Boom. So what's going to happen is they're going to come one at a time, and these suckers are going to come charging after them. So up to them and attack the first person. So very cool. All right, both Gricks are done. That is 36. Close this off. Close this off. Trapped fellow. 5 Gricks lurk in the diagonal hallway to the south. The sound of weeping comes from behind a closed door in the west wall. What is this? This is 36B. All right, so this over here. Haha, okay. Kellum the Weasel, an adventuring party called the Fine Fellows of Daggerfoot, descended into Undermountain. One of its members, a thief, wandered off, snuck into this corner of the dungeon, found a spell book, and inadvertently aroused the Gricks with his, that's oddly worded, with his escape route cut off. He seals himself in the closest closet to avoid being eaten. He drilled a small hole in the door so he could peer out of it and get a fresher air. He gives his savers the stolen spellbook as a token of gratitude. He's an unreliable coward who will betray anyone to save his own skin. Doesn't know where the rest of his adventuring party is, and doesn't care. Alright, so let's see. It does have the parcel, good. He carries an explorer pack and pouch. That startled me a lot. Wow. Hey, Drake takes. Woohoo! We were just talking about you eating chicken wings, so my messages may be delayed. Welcome, welcome, Drake Takes. Yeah, my whole first part of the stream, 15, 20 minutes, was centered around you, good sir. Welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for the biddies as well. That is awesome. That's that got me. I was not expecting just sitting here in the silence and talking to myself, and all of a sudden, bam, a gunshot goes off. Uh, you got me on that one. Thank you. Um, yeah, I was just going through, fixing up some of this dungeon stuff, trying to get ready for my group tonight. Finishing it up. I'm actually pretty close to being done. Yeah, your ears are ringing. Yeah, I sent you a bunch of stuff in Discord for my second update. Um, Eventually I'll do the Starfinder one, but it's not really I'm not in a big rush to do that. Uh, so, but Drake Takes has a Patreon, so check him out. Check out his Patreon. Throw him a couple bucks. He's a good guy. You can use uh, all the love he can get. He's also on the using the tubes and all that stuff. So check him out. It's awesome. All right. So what else? This is a person. I hate the letters. Um, so we need to go to our assets. Back up and go to tokens. I could do portraits as well. Um, let's just try thief. See what happens. Here we go. It's one. It masters the multiverse. This guy's definitely not a master thief, but let's see what else we have. So let's go, if we go to portraits, let's go to thief. What is he? He is, does he say he is, doesn't say his race, does it? Human, okay? Okay, so let's try Ragu. Ooh, a lot more Ragus than that, than thieves. This guy right here. No need to look anywhere else. I like it. I like it a lot. Bam. Unlock it. Slap it down. Boom. There we go. And as I mentioned, this is put on the other map. So we unclick it and we stick him where he is hiding. There we go. Oops, wrong one. Did it again. All right, remember a moment ago, guys, I just told you do it from the placement. Boom. All right. We also need to place the creatures that are in this room. So again, these are on the other map. So we go click, 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 click. It's grilled lemon pepper chicken wings I just made. Might be worth the trip. Just saying. Um, I really like chicken wings. I don't like the boneless chicken wings. I like regular old wings, um, drumettes and whatever the other non-drumettes are called. Uh, but they're getting so expensive. It's insane. Um, And quick side story has nothing to do with anything. I was just really surprised. There is a restaurant that near us called Buffalo Wild Wings, and you go in there, looking at the menu, it's what you would expect. It's like a Chili's or an Applebee's, Denny's price range, except the wings. The very thing they are named after are insane. They're like $2.50 to $3 per wing. It is crazy. It's like $18 for 6 wings. It's insane. And I'm like, your whole life, your whole business is built around selling wings, and they are the by far the most expensive thing. It's crazy. Anyway, I love wings, and I do them the old-fashioned way too, actually. Cut the wing in three. Oh, okay, so you buy the full wing and then cut it bread it and season it yourself, huh? Very well, very well. Chicken wings are now a commodity, right? Exactly. That's pretty much what I'm gonna have to do is make my own. I have an air fryer though, so it makes it pretty simple. Just add seasoning and then throw them in the air fryer. Boom. But that's the way I'm gonna have to go. Gone are the days of getting them from like Pizza Hut or Domino's. And for those of you out here who don't know, Little Caesars actually has pretty decent wings. I was very impressed. They've always had their wings have always been better than their pizzas. Um, but that's a whole nother thing. Uh, but what doesn't care about chicken wings are these creatures. So we're going to throw them here on the map. I'm going to do the same thing I did last time. So there's 4 per square. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 times 4 is 32. I'm going to add one more here, 33, 34, 35. So 35, so we do slash DIE space 1D35. And then there are 5 of them, so we're going to change it to 5D35. Bam. Minimize this again, right click. And so in number 24, so we have 8, 9, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. 24. Boom. And then 4. It's easy enough. Boom. And then 25. 6, 7, 8, 9, 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 35. Right there. Oh, that's right. 5D35. Could have just gone right to the end. And then last one is 19. So he is 24. 23, 2, 1, 0, 19. All right, so there's 3 of them all clumped together. Awesome. All right, so we're set there. We need to link it. Boof. There we go. And we can link the encounter too if you want to. What I try to do is set up a pattern because the person who converted this module, they have the encounters here, encounter, but they didn't go through and change. And when they built the encounters, what I do is I have encounter trapped fellow. So just for an example, I mentioned it earlier, but encounter trapped fellow. And so what will happen then is when you drag the pin over to here, oh, that's the wrong one. There you go. So when you put the pin on it, it says encounter on the screen. And then, so here you have the room, here's the encounter. So that's how I do when I set it up. If I write my own encounters, I usually put encounter in top in the beginning, or ENC. Some people will do that too, ENC colon. So that way, um, Fantasy Ground needs a move the token layer to the top button. Are the token, oh, I see, the token layers. Yeah, I know what you're saying. I don't like the fact that the tokens are always on top, especially when you have multiple tokens. So I feel you. I feel you, man. I feel you. Okay, so get back to this. So we have 36 Bravo, 36 Charlie. Drop it over here. Boink. And we also have an encounter. Okay, and so again, click this. And we'll throw him over here in the corner. Let's see if it says, ooh, this is a large one. Ew, okay. Boink. He's coiled up in the southernmost section of the room and appears to be asleep. If the characters stay 10 feet away from it and cause it no harm, it ignores them. Directly above the grate on a 20-foot high ceiling is an upside-down stone throne, seated upon which is a mummified minotaur with gems embedded in its eyes. A great axe lies at the foot of the throne. There is a secret door. Alright, I just have that as a regular door. I think. Let's take a look. Take a look. Reading Rainbow. Alright, we'll go here. Unlock it. Go to your line of sight. Yes, it is a regular door. Alright, and something that they changed, I don't know, Drake, if you know. So a dwarf in heavy armor comes in the room and he pretends to sleep. Exactly. Taste, 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 taste. He probably would open his eyes and just look at them, but lots of dungeon crawling going around these parts. I have 2 of them running at the moment. Yep. Yep. So something they changed, I don't know if you noticed, Drake, but before, doors used to block line of sight. Now they do not. So when you stuff like this, which is fine. Now, as they move their tokens around, they'll be able to see through over to here. So I've got to tweak these. I've had to get rid of this door anyway. So what you can do is just go here to line of sight. You have the select button selected, and then double click this. We'll then select all of the ones connected to this. And then you delete selected points. Boink, poof, so it's gone. Now I'm going to take the reds and connect them. Select, drag it over a little bit. Select, drag it down. Select, drag it up. So now they will not see through the holes. And now we add secret door, talkable wall. Oof. I don't expect them to come from this direction, but who knows. So we'll take it here and we'll draw it rectangle. Select a rectangle. Secret door. Boom. And we draw it even with the other wall so it looks level. There we go. All right. So now as they come through, if they come from the back, which they probably will do, then they'll see the secret door. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense why they would just have this random secret door that only goes to another part of the room over here. I don't know. But hey, I didn't draw it. I didn't make it. Top half of the room is under the effect of a permanent reverse gravity spell. The effect takes hold of any creature or object moved 10 feet off the floor. Okay, so the top half. So not the northern half, but the literal top half. Okay. The effect takes hold of any creatures and a successful dispel magic ends the effect, causing the creatures and the objects on the ceiling to fall. Okay. The mummy is inanimate and its great axe is nothing special. Cool. All right, so what are we looking at here? What is the picture on here? I don't know what the hell. Oh, I guess it's supposed to be a throne with a minotaur ghost. Okay, wow, that's actually pretty well done. Okay, cool. All right, so he's in the southern part of the room. Yeah, I'll just leave him here, and I like it. Okay, so now where is, I have so many windows open now. Here it is. Here's him. We close this. We can drop this here and link it. So what I was saying is, because they didn't label these as encounters, then they look the same, like which is which. So I just set up a pattern. This is the room, that's the encounter. This is the room, that's the encounter. Um, room, encounter. So that way they're all the same. You added that as its own layer. Which that are you talking about? Oh, the freaking door. Oh, okay, I see. I know what you did. I know what I did. Thank you. Let me fix that. So what he means is it's typically not a huge issue, but as you're screwing around with other layers and stuff, it can be. So what he means is, see this here? That is the door, the secret door I just did. So I'm just going to delete that, go back to my line of sight, and you'll notice my secret door is gone. And now I go down here to the walls, or level 1, either one. And now I do my door. Rectangle, secret. Thank you, Drake. Good catch, good catch. Perfect. Okay, now I've got that. So while I'm here, I'm going to go ahead and check my other doors. All right, so that's good. The red is not showing. So like this one here, they'll be able to see through here. So a couple different ways you can fix this. I'm just going to add a line, make it simpler. This may not be the most efficient. Again, I want to make sure this is selected down here. May not be the most perfect way to do it, but click, click, there you go, escape. And same thing up here. They look like they're close, but they're not. So we're going to just go here, boink, boink, escape. Escape, I said. Okay. Again, we have minor issues here. So instead of, yeah, I'm just going to draw it. Poof, poof, escape, boink, boink, escape. There's going to be a big mess up here. Click, click, escape, click. This time I'm just going to go across because I don't care. Escape. It's just in the middle of the doorway, so who cares? Zoom in over here. Click, click, escape, click, click, escape. Yeah, so just to clarify, yeah, well, the map is pretty trash already, but more on the pile seemed like a bad idea. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Yep. Um, yeah, those of you who don't understand what I'm doing, these blue doors used to block line of sight. And so as a player moved their token from here to here, they would not be able to see in here. Now they changed it where the doors don't. If the door is open, you can see through this open area. So it looks all wonky. Yeah, but get in the habit of making it as much as you can on a paint layer. One layer for it all, yeah. Yeah, now that you can be again another testament for how well Fancy Grounds has been improving itself. Before, when you did something on a paint layer, you either deleted the whole paint layer or you were done. Now you can actually manipulate the paint layer and the objects within a paint layer and stuff, so it makes it much simpler to make it all one paint layer. Yep. Yep. I agree. Click, click, click. Skip. Just going through checking the doors, making just adding these quick little lines. Like I said, had I known this when I did the line of sight, I just would have done it differently. Going forward, I will do it differently, but making these quick changes, getting caught up. There we go. All right, so if you guys want to see how this plays out, check it out on Thursday night from 6 to 9. Drake, the reason um, I always added the doors after I left the space on line of sight. Not the best way, but it helps with this new thingy, I think. Yeah, um, it used to be the other way around. So if you watch some of the old, the first Doug instructions, um, he went through and added the doors first, and then did all the red for the walls. Now I do the walls first, and then add in the doors. So um, because of this. There you go. But yeah, I'm very pleased with Fantasy Grounds Unity. I have a player who's going to be trying to join one of my games who's coming from Roll20. Um, and I've heard from a couple different people now that uh, while I'm not familiar personally with Roll20, I have watched a lot of streamers that use Roll20, and it just seems really stagnant. It just hasn't improved much. At one time, they were the only ones who had line of sight and had lighting. Um, Fantasy Grounds did all that. And am I missing something here in this room? Yes, I am. This should be a secret door. And so should that one. Okay. All right. So I don't remember how. Oops, escape. There's a way to do it. Let me see if I can figure it out. Here. All right. So if I go like this, it adds a new one there. And then I can go escape, select, select, remove, delete, select, delete. There we go. So the best way I think to draw a line of sight through all the doors, then come back and cut a line, and then delete the line of sight in the doorway. I did not try it that way. Seems awkward. Yeah, I agree. It is awkward. Um, there you go. All right, so I'll show you what I just did if you guys didn't follow that. When you have a line that's already there and you want to delete it, it gets a little tricky. So I'll show you what I just did in just a moment because I have to do it again on the other side. So again, I'm make sure I have the right layer selected. I have my toggleable wall and my rectangle, and I'm going right across. Left click and hold to draw your rectangle, and then up a little bit. Doesn't have to be that big. But there you go. Now you've got your secret door. So now, so the way you do it is, if you come here, you do a regular line, regular wall, draw a little line, boink. It adds another line. Uh, and then you go to select. You then go to click, and you can delete selected points. The difference is if you just remove it, all it does is get rid of this little white square. It's called an occluder. Um, it'll just take that away and the line will still be there. If you delete it, then it deletes that occluder and everything it's connected to. So in this case, you select it, you say delete, boom, and then it's gone. So it's a little tricky, but That's the way you do it. That's the way you do it. Money for nothing. And their cheeks for free. And then draw across. Boink. Go up a little bit, but poof. There you go. Alright. So now we've got our secret doors there. I thought there was stuff going on over there. Alright, and then back through making sure our doors are good. Alright, so we should be golden. Awesome. Now we go back to the play mode, and everything goes back to normal. Turn back on our line of sight. Our lighting. This is where our players are for tonight. Boom. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and call it. Thank you so much, Drake, for the biddies. I can't tell you how much I really appreciate that. That is awesome. Thank you, thank you, thank you. One of these days I'm going to figure out how to change this because it keeps going where it says the top weekly cheerers resets in 3 days. I don't want it to reset in 3 days. I want it to stay there until the end of the month. So I'm going to try to figure that out to make it last longer. But anyway, regardless, thank you so much for hanging out with me. Atomic, thank you again. Thanks for the biddies. And like, subscribe, all that stuff. If you want to see how this is happening and you can't be here tonight, then that's fine. Come check it out on the Use and the tubes. If you're watching me on YouTube, awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Come watch on live on Wednesdays and Thursdays. Sundays I do Starfinder. And then if you come onto my channel Tuesday, Friday, Saturday, you'll see Drake Takes is DMing me as a player because I host his stuff on those days when I'm playing. Or just go right to Drake Takes, subscribe to him too, and then you'll get the notification and you can just watch him directly. So either way, come back, check it out, leave comments, like, subscribe, whatever else you do. Enjoy the rest of your day.